Vice President and now presidential nominee Kamala Harris is back in Washington after an historic Democratic National Convention. But the wheels of this campaign are turning fast, with Harris and running mate Governor Tim Walz heading out on a bus tour in the battleground state of Georgia on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is celebrating a new endorsement from fellow conspiracy theorist Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who suspended his ill-fated independent presidential campaign yesterday and threw his support behind the twice-impeached, 4 times indicted, convicted on 34 felonies former president. RFK Jr.'s siblings call it a, quote, sad end to a sad story. I'll explore what that could mean and what's ahead in the next 73 days until the election with our expert guests in a few moments. But first, my biggest takeaway from a convention that was full of joy, excitement, and love of country. For far too long, Republicans treated the flag, the word patriotism, and chants of USA as their own property. If you weren't a Republican or a conservative, you weren't a real American. Or so they would have everyone believe. But at the 2004 Democratic Convention in Boston, then Illinois State Senator Barack Obama started something when he said this in his keynote address.
There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. We are one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the Stars and Stripes, all of us defending the United States of America.
Obama spoke to Democrats' beaten-down patriotism and changed the way Democrats thought about themselves and their place in the American story. And by doing so, he helped lead Democrats on what would become a steady march to reclaim the symbols of America for themselves. That Democrats are no longer in their decades-long defensive crouch was on full display in Chicago this week. There was a time when chants of USA, USA would make the hair on my neck stand up because those chants had been turned into a roar of exclusion by Republicans. Not this time. The roar had an inclusive ring to it, filled with the kind of pride that comes with being part of a club where all are welcome. Democrats put patriotism on display throughout the convention, but none more powerfully than when Congressman Ruben Gallego, an Iraq War Marine veteran and Senate candidate in Arizona, called to the stage more than a dozen Democratic members of Congress who proudly served in the military. And it was Vice President Kamala Harris herself who snatched back the flag in her nomination acceptance speech with a muscular defense of America's essential role in the world.
As president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand and I know where the United States belongs.
James Baldwin once said, "I love America more than any other country in the world. And exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually." The same can be said of Democrats, whose willingness to demand better of our nation led Republicans to think that Democrats hated America. Not so. Never been so. As Adam Kinzinger, the former Republican congressman and member of the January 6th Select Committee, admitted in his speech at the Democratic Convention.
I've learned something about the Democratic Party, and I want to let my fellow Republicans in on the secret. The Democrats are as patriotic as us. They love this country just as much as we do. And they are as eager to defend American values at home and abroad as we conservatives have ever been.
Real Americans revere the flag and the patriots who defend it. Real Americans love this country, warts and all. And now Democrats are finally showing that they are, and have always been, real Americans too.